Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with yet another video of this. In this video, we're going to be getting right into it, and we're going to be talking about Facebook ads, which, to my knowledge, I don't think I've touched on before. We're sort of going to touch on like A, are they worth it? Put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Or B, and B, I should say. So are they worth it? And then like some best practices if you are going to go that route. So the first thing we need to talk about is are Facebook ads worth it? Because I'm sure you've heard like they're super expensive, they're a lot of work. Do they even work? Like, do they bring you money? Do they give you a good return on investment? Let's find out. So according to this, 2.74 billion monthly active users is what Facebook currently has. So therefore, it's the third most visited website, only behind Google and YouTube. So with this being said, the reach that Facebook offers you is still unparalleled to literally any other website. And it's probably going to be like this for a very long time. One of the reasons why Facebook ads are so great is because of all of the places that Facebook can show your ads. So these are just some of the places that Facebook can show your ads. They show it in the main feed. You can put it in stories. You can put it in stream ads, search ads, message ads, in article ads. You get the idea, okay? There is a lot of places for Facebook to be like, oh, hey, we think your ad can go here. Let's stick it there. See how it works. Now, as far as the cost goes, that is entirely up to you. You are the person that is going to determine how much money am I going to spend on these ads, which then can determine how much your leads, so to speak, will end up costing you. For the most part, you can get a lead for as probably cheap as $4 from what I'm seeing, but you can also spend as much up to $100 for a lead. Now that lead doesn't mean it's going to convert, but a lead is a lead. So with all of that being said, if you are still sold on the idea of doing Facebook ads, I don't think it's a bad idea, but in order to do Facebook ads, you sort of have to get all of your ducks in a row first. For example, your website, your social media, your everything needs to be looking crispy, needs to be looking tip-top shape. I'm also just noticing that I might be blending in with my wall because of the white sweater. So before you even think about running Facebook ads, you need to make sure that your Facebook brand or business page is top notch. You need to have a great cover banner. You need to have a professional headshot. Your logo needs to be in there. And then you need to make sure that your website is also crisp, clean, looking good. Because why would you spend all of the money on ads to send them to a place that makes you look like you don't know what you're doing? So step number one, get all of your ducks in a row. Step number two is you're then going to have to figure out what type of leads are you looking to generate. Are you going to be wanting to go more buyer? Or are you going to want to be looking more seller? According to what I found online, buyer leads are much easier to generate with Facebook ads. And that probably makes sense. There's usually more buyers than sellers, especially in this market. The next thing you're going to want to do that I briefly touched on is you're going to want to sort of calculate the maximum cost per lead. So let's say that typically you sell homes worth $500,000 and you have a standard split. Granted, that might be a lot of money to some of you, but the math still checks out. That means that if you have a standard split, that means that you would gross around $6,000 on that deal. Now, let's say that you convert 5% of those leads that you talk to into clients and close 40% of them. So out of the 100 cold leads, that leaves you with 5 clients and you close with 2 of them. That gives you a gross commission from your Facebook leads of around $12,000. Now, again, you can add in your own typical house cost and do that math from there. But that means that if you spend $125 per lead, you'll break even. If you spend $100 per lead on those 100 total, on the other hand, you're looking at a profit of around $2,500. $50 per lead gets you a profit of $7,500. So again, obviously, the less you spend on leads, the more you will then make in commission. Simple math. I'm not really going to go into how to set up a ad. That can be a later video, or you can do your own research elsewhere because that is an entire video in itself. One of the things that we can look at, however, is the campaign objective, the ad settings, all of that fun stuff. So when you are creating your ad, you are going to want to click on the lead generation. That's like the campaign objective is one of the questions that Facebook is going to ask you when you're setting it up, and lead generation is one of the options. That's what you're kind of going for, so that's what you're going to want to click. And one of the last things I'm going to talk about that is super important for ads is targeting. You need to figure out who your audience is and how you're going to reach them. A lot of people think, yeah, I'm just going to target like 1 billion people and we're just going to go from there. No, that's not really the best idea, because out of all those 1 billion people, how many of them are actually like in your area? Are they wanting to buy a house? Can they even buy a house, right? We have to be a little bit more strategic with it. So one of the things that Facebook gives you is you can figure out the location. More or less, it's just a zip code that you're going to want to do. You can select the language. And then more importantly, you get into the demographics and interests of the users that you want to target. Now, because of the new fair housing regulations, Facebook only lets you target by interest, which that's fine. That's good. Now, don't worry, you can still maneuver your way around this, because what you can do, you can target interests such as Zillow, Trulia, real estate investing, first-time buyer, for sale by owner, holiday cottage, home equity loan, refinancing, house hunting, housing.com. You get the idea, right? Anything that has anything to do with a house, real estate, put it in the interest, because people do that on Facebook, I guess. And then after that, you have the ability to figure out where you want to place your ad. Now, you can either do it manually or you can just let Facebook do it. Automatic placement, I'm going to suggest 100% of the time that you are letting Facebook choose where to place your ad. You may think you're smart, but Facebook is smarter. Let them do their thing. And that's sort of it as far as what I wanted to cover on this video on whether or not Facebook ads were worth it, and then a brief touch on the important parts of Facebook ads. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you really thought it was helpful and I get enough engagement on it, I might come back and do a more in-depth video about like how exactly to set up an ad and what exactly it's going to look like, all of that fun stuff. So if that interests you, let me know in the comments, interact with this video by liking it, whatever. And as always, I will see you guys next video.